LeBron James is on the Mount Rushmore of basketball. One of the greatest players to have ever played the game. No doubt about it, he has exceeded expectation, and I have nothing but respect, profound respect for the greatness of LeBron James. But I have told you before, he never was, he never has been, nor will he ever be greater than Michael Jordan. It will not happen.
I always thought it was the GOAT before he had this record, although most of us, I thought back in 2018, the way he was playing, that he was going to break the record. Even if he was 6th or 7th in scoring, I was saying that when he wasn't top 5 in scoring. I was saying that I believe he was the GOAT based on what he's done, how he's played the game, and what he's been able to do once he got to a team that hadn't had a whole lot of success before he got there.
My eyes tell me that this is a laughable discussion we're having, and it's shameful and it's pathetic, and I'm offended by it once again, but I take nothing away from what LeBron just accomplished.
That's all you try to do.
No, I don't. I've been honoring with every word I've spoken what he achieved as a longevity, durability achievement.
But
if we switch gears now to GOAT, it ain't even close to borrow.
The GOAT debate, one of the most prominent discussions in modern sports. It questions which player is the GOAT or the greatest of all time, and it usually involves Michael Jordan and LeBron James. Throughout the years, the debate has turned each fan base into their ugliest versions, with them whipping out terrible argument after terrible argument and finding any way to drag the other player down. It wasn't always like this though. The GOAT debate wasn't always a toxic cesspool of hatred. So riddle me this. How was potentially one of the most entertaining debates in basketball ruined? MJ might have single-handedly saved the NBA. No, not literally. Bird and Magic already took care of that. But his dominance boosted the NBA to new heights. His cultural impact globalized the NBA and introduced millions of fans worldwide to it. And that's before we get to his achievements on the court. The bald-headed beauty was loved by fans, adored by kids, and feared by his opponents. Jordan was propelled to godlike status by everyone. He was this mythical creature deemed perfect. That's where LeBron comes in.
Best?
Yeah.
I read something where you said you want to be best defender, best shooter, best pass. What do you have to improve on between now and the NBA?
Maybe getting stronger defensively and shooting a little.
LeBron came in the NBA just one season after MJ retired for the final time. He was deemed as the chosen one, lived as the next GOAT. Unsurmountable expectations placed on his shoulders. He surpassed them, obliterating the seemingly impossible expectation and becoming the face of the league for 20 plus seasons. So where did all this hate come from? The obvious answer is when LeBron began to threaten MJ for the GOAT status. But I think it was a bit before. LeBron had a tendency to sell calls. This was due to the refs not giving it to him when he was actually fouled. MJ fans, who were now a bit older and relished the tough, hardcore 90s, were disgusted by these actions, and so does we. And as LeBron incorporated into his playstyle, MJ fans got more of a sour taste in their mouth. Then, the decision happened. This was where LeBron moved from the Cavs and formed a super team in Miami with D-Wade and Bosh. This was seen as the ultimate weak move by everyone. 90% of NBA fans saw him as a baby for abandoning his team to ring chase. The folks who hated it the most were the more traditional fans. Fans who grew with loyal star players, Jordan fans. During LeBron's redemption arc, some of the NBA forgave him. Shoot, all of Cleveland forgave him. Even a couple Jordan fans did. But that all changed in 2016. After the 3-1 comeback, whispers started of LeBron approaching Jordan. Jordan fans hated that and shut it down, rightfully so. And it wasn't even close at the time. But as LeBron played, his resume built. In 2018, LeBron carried a disgustingly bad roster to the finals. He averaged 34, 10, and 10 on that run, which many consider to be the greatest playoff run of all time. The discussions, which were whispers, turned to chatters. The consensus was still in favor of MJ though, as even most Bron sexuals admit that LeBron had a lot of work to do to even reach the stratosphere of MJ. MJ fans agreed, obviously, but they still got a smidge bitter. Diligently expressing that LeBron could never reach MJ's level. He could never build a resume to contend for the GOAT status. They solidified that by posting contextless graphics, posting his lowlights, and poking holes in anything that LeBron did, satisfied with the fact that LeBron would never contend with MJ. Except he did. He gained another ring, beat Kareem in points, passed him in all-league teams and tied him in all-stars. He's pushed himself in the conversation, not through getting 3 straight MVPs like most people said, but through his longevity. Averaging near 30 in year 20 is unheard of. You may have already heard it, but his dominance at his age is astounding. And MJ fans hearing LeBron being put in the GOAT status infuriated them, and they made it more of their mission to tear him down. But why? Obviously it was his contention to dethrone MJ as the GOAT, but that's not enough to warrant the hate that he gets. It's the type of player that he is. He's the polar opposite of MJ. As I mentioned previously, Jordan fans viewed him as a crybaby bitch, and with social media being prominent, him being the face of the league, and every single moment being publicized, more ammunition has been given to these fans to hate him. Jordan was the opposite. I spoke on how his image was so squeaky clean previously, but he really focused on keeping it that way. LeBron said that he wouldn't talk to the media until he showered and put on a suit. He did everything to seem as perfect, and people ate that shit up. MJ fans and LeBron fans are two fan bases that see both players as gods. So what do you get when those two fan bases get in a high stakes debate? The exchange of the same 12 horrendous arguments. Seriously, I've seen identical graphics spread across the net and exchanged in debates over years. Graphics that remove context and reasoning from it and get ping-ponged between each side. When you start a debate with someone, you gotta spend extensive time digging through the bullshit. It's weird though. The hate, that is. Aside from LeBron being a pretty good dude, it seems strange to hate on him. A lot of people invest too much time hating on LeBron and MJ when 1. MJ hasn't played in 20 years. 2. LeBron is a great human and player. We've spent countless hours pointlessly debating and tearing down almost every aspect of these great players' games over something so trivial. We've centered our entire basketball identity, who we like, who we value, who we root for and against, around this. We invest a mind-bogglingly insane amount of time irrationally hating, or finding ways to irrationally hate, or responding to the hate. We watch all the games finding something to add to this idiotic argument. It turns into a dick riding contest where almost everything is convoluted into the argument. We were seeing historic shit from LeBron, unseen things he has accomplished, and is being discredited. The thing about these two instantly derives into the usual toxicity of the debate. The greatness of these two have been overshadowed by nonsense. One of the greatest careers we've seen is coming to a close, and some refuse to appreciate it. Oh no, I think sometimes we're so caught up in our pride, whether we want to protect our childhood or whether we want to protect our favorite player, we can't actually do what the NBA was made for. Enjoy. We want to prove that Jordan or LeBron is better so much that we disrespect, or even worse, disregard greatness. So, I'm sure you're wondering, so what do I think? Who do I think is the GOAT? Who do I think deserves the crown? I'm sure after all this time you're curious. Well, I do think this is an interesting debate. I don't think my answer matters that much.